Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode something of the Tait Talks podcast. I can't remember what it is. Today I have returning guest, Joel Temperley.
Hello, Australia, and I just want to say,
You always do this.
I got a slogan for you.
Okay.
When Tait talks, Australia listens.
Take that to the fucking bank.
Can you got to keep using that. That'd
That's
be,
a slogan for something else, though, isn't it?
that's like if you're a
Hungry
3AW
Jacks.
3AW drive time host.
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
wouldn't be Tait Middleton. Tait's very Triple J, isn't it? You'd be Tom Middleton.
I don't even think with older Andrew and Tristan Tait, those psychopaths,
Oh yeah.
I don't even think I would get anywhere with my name now. They would be like, it's now kiboshed. You've used up. I tell people sometimes on the phone and shit my name, and they're like, Tait, hey? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not that fucking guy.
I'm just stoked you name checked Tristan Tait as well. Usually,
He listens.
usually it's Andrew Tate. Oh, and then it comes up. Oh, he's got a brother too, Tristan Tate there. But you put them on an equal.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you get both fucking sex traffickers out there or whatever they are.
No, I just feel like it's good that Tristan Tate is finally getting his due.
Yeah. Any Tate's good in my book, unless you're doing that stuff.
Because everyone loves Steve Waugh, but sometimes people forget that Mark Waugh, not bad
Was there.
either.
Yeah.
You know, everyone talks about Ian and Greg Chappell, but there was Trevor
Was there?
Underarm. He was the underarm guy.
Ah, Trevor Chappell.
Yeah, my hero, the underarm guy. Yeah. What do you remember the underarm delivery?
I know the role was against. Was it New Zealand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched that video of that, and we've already lost like everyone because we're talking cricket inside the first minute. But
In winter too.
yeah, it's like hearing Christmas carols in June. It's like that you talk cricket in winter. It's like
that's you love cricket.
But I watched the replay of that with the underarm, and it rolls along the pitch. The New Zealand guy doesn't even try to hit
He
it.
just like walks off.
He just blocks it and then throws his bat. I'm like, well, yeah, it sounds sportsmanlike.
Yeah.
That's piss poor by the Australians, but
I've watched
try and hit it.
I've watched blind cricket before. They can womp it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're good enough, you should just be able to smack it out of the park no matter what.
Oh, I'm saying, so you're even the blind guys, because the blind guys bowl it normally, though, I think.
I don't know. I don't know if they do.
I think
If
they
there's
bowl.
any blind cricketers listening to the podcast, please write a comment to me. It's
I mean,
gonna
you've
be
been.
hard.
Call in.
Yeah. I've had blind.
I looked at my phone.
Yeah. I was gonna go. I've had blind people add me on Facebook multiple times.
Oh, yeah. How do you know they're blind?
I've looked at their pictures.
What, they got glasses, shades
Yeah,
on?
Yeah, dog.
Okay.
Shades, a stick, everything. Their
All right,
profile says
the works.
I'm blind and it's spelt wrong. You know,
Just typos in the name, yeah.
it's just gibberish, and I'm like, it's not Arabic. But I'm like, how the fuck did they add me?
Oh, and the boring answer is they'd have some sort of voice thing. They'd be like,
You reckon?
they probably highlight it and it goes Tate, in that Stephen Hawking voice, Tate Middleton.
Yeah, add Tait.
Add Tate Middleton as friend.
Yeah.
You have
Well,
added
blind
yeah.
people, I missed your thing. I didn't see it. So.
they've missed a thing or two over the years, I'll bet, haven't they?
And the good thing is, if they ever run into me, like it's not going to happen. You know what I mean?
Well, no,
They're not going to walk into a room and be like, "There's that guy didn't fucking accept my friend request on Facebook."
I mean, they might run into you because they're blind. They're
Yeah.
sort of, oh,
Get
sorry.
attacked by their dog.
They really, I see them with the stick.
Stick's terrifying.
It works.
I get off the This is a true story. A few weeks ago, walking down Auburn Road, a blind person was walking up, swaying with his stick, just fucking shoo, shoo, shoo. And I literally went like, well, they're just going to run into me. Like, they don't have a bell, and I don't have a bell to, warn them. So I literally just... I did the weirdest thing. I crossed the road.
You left Melbourne.
Yeah.
I went straight to Tulla, got on the first flight out of there. It was too awkward.
It was very strange. I didn't know what to do. I just crossed.
That's an interesting segue. Off air, we were talking about my near baby reindeer moment, and I don't want to. We're really getting stuck into. We're really off to an ableist beginning here, but I had a very interesting person sit next to me at Flagstaff, and
You have been very diplomatic since even off air. explaining that person. You've never been
off air, I was
not a slur. You've been.
If anything, this got edgier now that I'm on air.
It's funny.
But she sat next to me and she just started. Very much. You're not all there. That was my instinct.
Kicked by a horse.
Yeah, a little. Just I'm just gonna move to the next part of this story. But I don't know how to. I mean, I'm tangling myself in a web here of a web of wokeness.
A web of.
I was the victim.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But anyway, she sat next to me, and anyway, it was very. And the next train was to Glen Waverley. So for those who whatever, you're on that line. There's two options. You either go to Belgrave, Liddell, or Glen Waverley, or. And then the next train was Glen Waverley, and I sort of just waited. It was like the French Connection, with Gene Hackman trying to chase the French dude. I guess, yep, good.
Yeah,
that'll work.
That's in the synopsis.
That reference will slap. But it's not my fault if people don't know classic films.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll get onto that one in a sec. But basically, I just got on the train to Glen Waverley.
Yeah, you literally did what I did at the train.
Yeah, I did that. I got on the train. This is the wrong train, but I'm getting on this train. And and then I forgot I was on that train and nearly went to Glen Waverley.
You nearly did a her.
I nearly...
spaced out.
Yeah, I nearly it would have been better to just, get baby reindeered, probably.
Do you reckon there's a world where she goes home and says to her friends, Kira, I met a weird dude at the train station today.
Oh, so in her mind, I'm the freak.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about it...
She's just doing a podcast now.
Or she just takes off the mask.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It's just like freaking Claudia Carvin.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just researching the next role. Claudia Carvin, of all the names I could pull.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is.
But she's the redhead off The Secret Life of Us.
You really narrowed that down for me. Is that an old Australian sitcom?
No, it was a dramedy. Which is Joel Edgerton's big break.
Pretty sure that was Clash of the Titans.
No, Joel Edgerton was on Secret Life of Us.
If we're talking big breaks?
Well, no, that was... We'll define big break.
Clash of the Titans.
Mm-hmm. All right, you're just going to keep saying Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
It's reminding me of the conversation I had with this woman at Flagstaff Station earlier today.
That was me.
But then... What was I going? Oh yeah, movie references. I'm not doing a bit.
Yeah.
But I have the terror in your face, like, oh god, he's gonna do bits for an hour.
We talked about this.
We talked about how don't come on my fucking podcast and do bits, you fucking idiot. But I have had one about like when you get a speeding fine, and part of you is sad because the merit points and the money, but part of you is also sad because when you open it up and it's like 45 in a 40 zone, you're like, oh, that isn't even in my top 10.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, come on. Like, you get the envelope and you're like, oh, I wonder what it's going to be. This is like, I bet it was that one. Yeah, it's Christmas morning. It's like, I bet it's that 1:30 on the way back from Ballarat. And you open it up and it's pathetic. And you're like, and the analogy I had was, it's like when Al Pacino got the Oscar finally, but it was for Scent of a Woman. So the 45 in a 40 zone is like my Scent of a Woman, and I'm standing there going like, I've Godfather.
Yeah.
Dog Day Afternoon. Yeah. I was Scarface. I was in Glengarry Glen Ross, but I'm getting it for Scent of a Woman?
Yeah.
45 in a 40 zone in Heidelberg? What is this? And that's got one laugh in 10. But I just love...
That part was funny.
I just love how little something about how little it works, but how...
So you like the cleverness or the structure of the joke.
I like the analogy.
But you haven't hit the right chord yet.
My point is, I think people don't understand because they're like, Al Pacino, yeah. And then I go Scent of a Woman, and they're like, yeah, I'm like, it's not my fault you don't know, I'm just getting warmed up. It's like, you should know that.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen Scent of a Woman, but I know of it. I feel like
I've never said a woman. No idea.
You've never smelled a woman?
No.
Okay. But, well, he's blind in that film.
Is he?
How about that?
Ah.
Yeah, he drives a car. He's blind.
He added me on Facebook.
But I just did a Pacino laugh. You are a child. That's from Glenn Ross. See, my point is, it's not my fault that I know these great films. It's like,
Everyone else's fault.
I think people, especially the youngsters, get away with, like, I don't know what that is. I'm young.
What do you reckon their big movie is, young people?
Probably like the 4th edition of one of the Marvel films, like,
Yeah,
you know.
okay. So we're talking about like the Avengers.
They'll be talking about like
Endgame.
Captain America, Winter Soldier.
You reckon?
Yeah, they'll be like, whew.
What are we talking about? Ace Ventura?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I saw Ace Ventura too late.
Did ya?
Yeah, I was a bit. I think I missed that. I needed to see it when I was. Same with Wayne's World. I watched that.
Yeah, that's pretty. When were you born?
88.
88, yeah.
Because that I watched that not recently, but like when I was older, and I was just like, this needed to be digested in the moment.
Yeah.
In
It's silly humor.
Yeah, it's a lot of funny because it's funny, which I like, but it's just a little bit. I watching it, I was like, I feel like there was a moment where this was funny or funnier. I feel also with Ace Ventura, like I think a lot of that peak Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
You're almost laughing because this is Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
It's simply funny because this is Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey. I mean,
I like that with Will Ferrell a bit.
It was Will Ferrell.
No, I'm like that with Will
Oh,
Ferrell.
you're like that with
Yeah,
Will
like
Ferrell.
sometimes I'm just laughing because
It's him.
yeah.
That's a great. That's amazing to be that funny that people just.
Oh yeah, you carry over from other films as carrying that
Yeah,
film.
you do that-
The only
you-
time it's never worked was that Watson and Holmes or whatever the fuck it did.
They did some weird thing. with
Yeah, it
that.
sucked. It got like 3, I think, on like IMDb.
Yeah,
Which
that
is
seems like
pretty. It's hard to do.
that's very like. You think it's sort of like how. Like usually it bottoms out at about 5. You see some 5s in there.
Yeah,
but
No,
yeah,
that's a big movie though. You know what I mean? Like two funny guys.
and the idea sounds. How could this not work?
Yeah.
They're doing interesting. I get that confused with he did like a. Oh no! It was John C. Reilly did an Abbott and Costello movie with Steve Coogan. Oh no! It wasn't Abbott and Costello. It was one of those old timey comedy duos. They did that, but it was anyway. I forget that one. But anyway, what was my point? I feel like we had a great structured beginning, and then I started going on about Al Pacino.
It's too far.
What's your favorite Al Pacino film?
To be honest, I don't know if I have one. I don't know how many actually I've seen. Because I watched like The Godfather and stuff like that, and I thought that was shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I watched The Godfather first one recently, and I thought I see why this is considered
Really?
right up there because it's.
Yeah, I'm like that with a fair few movies though.
Do you think it was because everyone was like, it's so good,
Yeah,
and
I
then you
think
watched
that
it and
was
you're
the
like,
case.
eh.
Yeah, I was like that when I was a kid and it was Napoleon Dynamite, and everyone just lost.
Never
their
saw
mind.
it.
Don't bother. Everyone lost their minds over it, and then I watched it, and I was like,
Like, is that the one with like,
Sucks.
Tuna, you fat bitch, or something? Yeah.
The llama and
Vote for Pedro.
yeah, it's got little bits in it, but it doesn't. It's just not.
The actor in that, John
Hey, no,
Heder.
Hedda. Yeah, it's Hedda.
Yeah, he was in Blades of Glory, which
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think's
with Will Ferrell,
really
yeah.
funny. I think that's a great film.
Yeah.
And then I think he stopped acting. I think he
I
chilled.
reckon I saw him on like My Name Is Earl for an episode.
Yeah.
That's about fucking it.
Yeah. Blades of Glory was
Yeah, that was good.
that was fun.
Must be weird when you're a big fuck off actor or anything, musician, actor, actress, fucking comedian, and then all of a sudden it dries up.
Yeah, I
Is
guess.
that when you kill yourself?
Who's that happened to though? Like, as opposed because there's been people who that's happened to, and they've started to bomb like Nicolas Cage, right? He sort of it wasn't because it didn't just dry up. He did some bad films and it just got worse and worse. Maybe F. Murray Abraham's an example. He was the guy in Amadeus. He was Salieri. See, I'm a movie getting punished.
You got
Getting
real.
punished for my movie buff. You know Amadeus, the film?
I know the name of it, but I don't know what it is. Is it an old film?
I was just itching my throat there. I hope with my tongue. I hope that didn't get picked up.
That's fine.
It sounded bad. My girlfriend comes at me for it. She's like, "Shut the fuck up."
What,
Yeah.
for swallowing?
I make a sound like that.
Ah, yeah. I
Yeah.
do that if I have an itch in the back of my
Yeah,
throat.
that's what I meant.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
It's like a.
It's all right. It's ASMR as well. I'll chop it up.
Yeah, that's the one.
I like how you're like, hopefully it didn't pick it up. And then
That, if you ever get ads, you know how you could have that could be the come back from an ad sound.
Yeah.
Oh, this podcast is falling apart at the seams. I can't even remember the last thing we were talking about.
Amadeus.
Amadeus. Yeah, whatever. Google it, mate. Whatever.
But you've got you're a trivia. You're the first episode that we did. You are a trivia host.
Well, I'm not.
So have you all picked up just so many tidbits?
Yeah,
in
probably.
your brain now that it's just
A couple of times I've hosted one, then gone to one, and it's like, I did that question at the one I was hosting. It's this.
yeah, okay,
Very handy.
yeah.
Very handy.
Do you like quizzes like you said, like trivia nights?
Yeah, I go to a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In fact, the sad thing about the new job I've got is
a new job.
English teacher.
Oh yeah.
I work on a Tuesday night, so I couldn't go to do this one on Collins Street, Sherlock Holmes, hosted by Janet McLeod, who runs Local Laughs, one of the big mundane comedy shows. But anyway, yeah, I usually would go to the Tuesday night one there, but no can do. But I love a quiz. I love showing off.
Yeah.
I love handing my
big
shit.
brain.
I love handing. Well, you saying I got a big head? That's really triggering. Everyone in primary school, everyone called me Moonface.
Did they?
That was my bully nickname. What is it?
That is going to be the name of this episode.
Excellent.
So.
What's the? It's a nickname, but it's derogatory. What's that? What's the term? So it's a nickname. I was called Moonface, but it wasn't a term of endearment. What word are we missing here? A word to describe. It's a nickname, but it's a slur. There's no word for that. It's what they used to call me.
Yeah,
There's no point. We need a negative word for a negative nickname. A neg name.
Neg name.
Yeah.
Neg name.
Neg name.
That's the name of the episode.
Okay. What's up, my neg name?
People try and call me Taint.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, that's your parents' fault for naming you.
That's forever.
Yeah. Taint.
Taint.
Tainted
It's
love.
Susan Boyle.
What? Just because?
Yeah, just
That's. Jeez. That's a bit. There's some bullying where you just sort of want to go. Wait. Let's unpack that. Let's just unpack where you're going with that. Well, like Moonface, I'm like, yeah, I got a big head. God damn it, you got me. But like Susan Boyle.
Yeah, I think I got like Susan Boyley hair.
I guess.
Susan Boyley beard. I don't know. But that was amongst friends. And then I just put it in stand up. And then weirdly it gets like too big of a laugh. So I've just done
But then
it
you
forever.
can comment on that's way bigger of a laugh than I would like for that.
And that's what I do.
There you go.
I'm like, you confirmed it. You
Oh,
can't.
thank you for coming to my comedy course.
Yeah.
That'll be $2,000.
Yeah. Yeah, you get on the way out.
But I have in my routine about looking like Mo from The Simpsons,
I've heard you,
which I mean I know it's such a cliche to be like I don't see it. It's so funny when the person who you think looks like you look like Mo from The Simpsons and the person doesn't agree. They're like, what, really? No. It's so funny. It's like, what, really? But I embrace it because enough people laugh when I said it. You know,
it is a good one.
Yeah, I look like Mo from The Simpsons, and they're like, and I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
I'll go with that.
Works.
Now I've got to somehow maintain it though.
Yeah.
You know, I've got to shave. I've got to I probably can't get a haircut. That's probably why deep down I know if I get a haircut, I'll look.
I used to do the same with. I just went Susan Boyle with a shit beard when I grew a beard. That's all I did was to change. I just had to make sure I said Susan Boyle with a shit beard.
Susan Boyle. Yeah. But you can do a joke again, not turning it into the bit podcast, but the bit episode. Yeah. But but you could. You said like Susan Boyle with a beard, which I probably could have just said Susan Boyle.
Yeah.
You know.
True.
And yeah, there'll be one wanker going like, she doesn't have a beard.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but shut up. You know.
It's Melbourne. Someone will pick it up.
That's a good one. Like, I can't, why do you look so, like, such a bag of shit? It's like, well, if I clean myself up, I'll look too damn good.
Yeah.
I'll just look too, I say that.
My jokes won't work.
Yeah, it's funnier if I look a bit like.
When they say fat people are funny. You know, I'm just really going for that.
Yeah.
I'm just holding out.
Yeah, I'm just, diabetes, yes, but I might get on at the open mic in the Coin Laundry.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I had the most brutal put down. And I got to say, I'm usually up for a bit of like a, someone comes at me, I'll
jostle,
be like, yeah, well, you would say that. You're like, oh, the floodgates are open now.
Yeah.
I was at a gig and I'd done that gig the month before, and this month it's quite funny. I was working the door. So usually you work the door to get on, but opposite. I was like, I did the gig, and then he messaged me like, can you come scan tickets at the door? I'll pay you.
Really?
I can't put you on again because you're on last month, and it would be this guy again. But I was like, wow, I must have really bombed hard at the last gig, because not only am I not only you're bringing me back to rub like a dog rubbing a dog's nose in the shit on the carpet, like, see. But no, a few people recognized me. They were like, oh, hey, you're from you're on you're on last month, fuck off. But no, he said, I was scanning his ticket and I looked a lot like I do now, and he just looked at me and said, yeah, you're on last month, have you been home since that gig? And I just went like, I just looked at him and like, oh, that's so fucking brutal. Like, all I could say was like, that was good. And he was like, he wasn't, I didn't mean it to like pull the rug out from under him. I was like, that's checkmate straight.
Yeah.
That's like 2 moves. Like, sometimes you lose a chess game, like doop, doop, checkmate. I'm like, fuck. That's the perfect. You got me. I got nothing. I'm
You
out.
just don't expect it either.
It was absolutely like the 2 boxes they shake. They do like the fist bump thing at the start, and then one just like gets one in. I'm like, I'm down. I'm out. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
He got me. Yeah, but most is like Susan Boyle.
The new podcast.
That's it.
Yeah.
Together at last.
Yeah.
But have you been watching the Olympics?
I have tried, and it's just too many fucking ads. But I am all for the Olympics. Have you been watching?
Oh, I watched. I don't care. Like, I don't care about a lot of the sports. A lot of the sports.
What are you watching for?
The sports, the sports. So I can segue into the thing we agreed to talk about before the show, Tait. But basically, people will have watched and they'll see me do this. I'm looking at the whiteboard, like looking at what we got to segue. We don't have to talk about those things. Sorry to break the fourth wall, but no, I the sports I care about, like soccer and basketball.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the pinnacle of those sports. It's just like the soccer's it's the women's soccer, and I love women's soccer, but it's like the Matildas, whatever. But the men's is under 23s.
Oh.
So and they can nominate. I think they have 2 players above 23 they can bring in, but it's the under 23 team.
Yeah.
I don't think FIFA lets them, because then they'd have a competition to the World Cup. And then basketball, sure. Basketball is really good and competitive, but it's still like, the USA cut above. And I mean, I think the Basketball World Championships are a little bit more important in a global sense. They're probably, I don't know. But I watched the basketball last night. But then they're like, oh, well, the skateboarding's on and there's an Australian. And I'm like, I don't care. Who cares?
Yeah.
It's just stupid. They don't even care.
It's weird that it's in.
Yeah, it's like
where do you draw the line?
Yeah, I don't know. I would love to know those people who are adult. Like when I was in primary school, you got put in front of a TV. Watch the Olympics. The Olympics is on. You got to watch the Olympics. It's Australia. And then once you're once you're free, I don't know why I don't understand. Like, Ariana Titmouse won again. I'm like, who's that? She's got a weird coach. Great, cool. Like,
her last name's Titmouse.
yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
There was an American swimmer called Misty Hyman, which has always fascinated me. I think about that twice a week.
Misty Hyman.
Yeah, I think she was late 90s, did the butterfly, whatever. I'm falling asleep talking about it. Olympic swimming. The reason I wanted to bring up the Olympics was because of I wanted to talk about the Ballad of Bob Ballard.
The Ballad of Bob Ballard?
The Ballad of Bob Ballard. So Bob Ballard is I told you to Google it before I came, but did you Google it or did you go good?
No,
you want to go in fresh?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
He was operative word because he got fired. He was a Eurosport commentator. It's a TV channel. I don't know. I started off with the wrong detail. He's a swimming commentator during the Olympics, and the he got fired for sexist comments.
This one
Yeah.
in this Olympics.
Yes, for just like yesterday. It's all over the yeah. This is like made your day.
Yeah.
But basically, oh, really?
I just can't believe people are that crazy to do that.
Well,
To slip up.
yeah. Here's the thing, because I saw the headline. Commentator. This is the problem with headlines. Commentator fired for sexist comments, and it's this picture of the women's relay team, and I thought
Is this swimming? Yeah.
swimming.
Swimming,
So where
okay.
does your mind go? You think, oh, he's gone. Look at it. He's got a hot. You know, you think he's got a hot mic.
Yeah,
He's like, yeah, look at that.
I'm hoping so.
Well, if I was 20 years younger, hello. I thought that's where, or he said it on air, like, and these beautiful women, and that got him in something like that
Yeah.
about the looks.
These sluts can swim.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Like he
I
had a
thought.
cigar.
Yeah. See, he's got that
Yeah.
old timer. See, it is.
Yeah.
See, these broads can swim, can't they? See. Yeah. I didn't know there was so much water between the kitchen and the laundry, but see, I thought it was going to be like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be.
Assume sexism is going to be like that. you
But
know?
basically, he was like, he went with, apparently, it was that they were parading around the pool with their medals, and it was delaying the next event.
Oh.
And he said, I don't have the quote, but he said something, I should be like a journalist. And he said, and I quote, but I don't have it, but he said something along the lines of, oh, they're taking up time. You know what women are like with the photos and and stuff. And that was, and that's what did it. And I was kind of like,
That was it.
I thought, yeah, I didn't think that was it, but I was like, I expected it to be more like about the looks, not, you know,
Yeah.
because I thought to my,
So stereotypical instead of physical.
yeah, and I kind of thought like, well, I mean, I'm trying to articulate this the best I can, but basically, I think the left progressives would have kind of enjoyed that one because they didn't have. It's like a cancellation they didn't have to work hard for. Like normally now they have to really like go
Dig deep.
Like oh yeah, right. Even if he sort of said something, you know, they've sort of like, oh, he's commenting on what they're wearing,
yeah.
But he just straight up went like Don Draper, Mad Men, cigar, like 1950s sexism, 1950s sexism, and he's like, oh, that was like the progressives like, oh, that was easy.
Yeah.
That was easy. It's been hard to cancel people lately. You gave us a nice slam dunk there.
Yeah. I'm surprised that anyone. Sorry.
That's the most awkward.
No.
Anyway,
Moving on to the N
yeah,
word.
we'll get to that. It's like a Today Show host where the guest says something awkward and they're like, right. So anyway,
You were molested, eh?
Yeah.
That's why you're funny. No, but the idea of him saying it at the Olympics is the thing that's really thrown me, though. Like, you know, there's every country in the world watching besides North Korea, right?
yeah,
And then you can't be that dumb.
I wonder if it's just like we're all wondering, like with comedy, you're sort of like, I sometimes think about it when I'm English doing a lesson. I'm like, where's the line between
I thought you were just trying to teach him jokes.
Yeah, well, sometimes I'm doing a bit. I mean,
Yeah.
but you wonder where the line of banter is. You're sort of like, oh, I'm just, this is kind of a funny, bantery kind of thing to say. Yeah, I don't know, but I just find that was interesting how it was that not the
physical side.
I really thought, lady swimmers in the pool.
Yeah.
He said something about.
He's gone titties.
He said, nice, get me some of that. But he's gone the. That's like some old school sexism.
Yeah, it's a real.
That's like the classics.
It's like the stuff that you just don't really see in stand-up comedy anymore. Like it's just been beaten.
yeah,
out.
it's like Take My Wife kind of
Yeah.
comedy. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Yeah, it's not even
Like
about.
the Rodney Dangerfield style.
It'll be
cool.
almost better if he was talking about their looks.
Yeah.
He'd be like, well, he's saying they look beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, if he was, it would actually been better. If, gun to your head, if you're going to get cancelled today, make sure it's about the physical appearance, not about how back to the kitchen. But
Yeah, that's real old. That's
yeah,
real
he's
old.
gone like next level. Wow, that's like impressive level of sexism. I didn't, you forgot that. Like, wow, people still do that. I'm not trying to sound righteous and stuff. I'm just like, it's funny how my mind went, I must be about the swimsuit, but you've gone with the kitchen laundry, get back there, bloody women one. That was, anyway, Bob Ballard.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The legend of Bob Ballard.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'd written down notes. I'd written down something about it, and I was like trying to recreate like my thought, and then I'm like, I thought I had a point to make about that, but I think we got it. I don't know. Did we get a clip out of that?
Got it.
We got a
We
clip.
got it. Bob Ballard.
Bob
You
Ballard.
Sacker. Come on the podcast, man.
Yeah, we want to hear your story, Bob Ballard.
He's old, I assume.
There was a very unflattering photograph of him in the Daily Mail.
They're never great photos, though.
So it was like down sort of like that angle, like
Yeah.
up the nostril, like that kind of thing. Don't see why they had to make him look bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, did you hear about the Dutch volleyball player?
no.
Can we say he's a rapist? You looked
Really?
Yeah, you looked at the camera again.
Pausing for dramatic effect for clips.
Yeah, there's
mate.
a Dutch volleyball player.
Yeah.
And he's a rapist, and he's at the Olympics.
Oh, he's competing.
Yeah, he's out now. They
volleyball,
lost. I
not
think.
raping.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Imagine. Good Lord.
Yeah. It's a decent Olympic.
2032.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Trying to get it in, son. We've had
Hey,
skateboarding. We've had skateboarding. Come on.
If it's in Queensland, they probably should have like a police brutality.
Yeah, true.
One, that's for sure.
Cane toad throwing.
Cane toad throw. That's better. Yeah, that's. It's like someone who walks in halfway through the conversation. I hear you go cane toad throwing. I'm like, oh no, that's way better than what I was suggesting.
Well, we went from rape to that.
Cane toad raping.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be. I mean, I think we can all
How do
agree.
you judge it?
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. Like, how do you?
I don't know. Just like which toad.
How much it's filled up?
How many you can like a shazlik on your dick? How many you can? How many you can get on there?
Are you for or against steroids?
Oh, I was waiting for the end of that sentence.
In the Olympics.
I mean,
if you want the best of the best,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's one of those.
What about all sport, not just the Olympics? You're a Carlton Blues man.
Oh, I like the idea. I think there's still look. It's good that we go. We try to ban it, even though it's like. Did I just knock the camera? Okay, we try to ban it because I think if we. Because we go, oh, the ban's stupid. They find loopholes. They, they text the players to be like, the next test, the test is coming.
You've got mental health issues.
Yeah, go stay with your aunt for a while because the test is coming. So they all find loopholes. But if we just said anyone can do anything, I think, the boring answer is that would lead to some pretty bad stuff.
Oh, so you reckon it's gonna start like steroids are a gateway, type thing?
Gateway? No, but also I think. Because there are some side effects to that shit. Really bad stuff, right? Like,
yeah, but so is contact sport, though.
I guess. I don't know. I mean,
are we meant to train like the way that an AFL player trains? Wreck your body by the time you're 30, multiple injuries, surgeries, and stuff. So, what I'm saying is, stem cells, steroids, get it all in.
I think we should just switch to esports.
That's
where we're going now. Soon, everyone.
What about just clone everyone, and then our clones?
That'll happen.
Do things.
That'll happen. It's
I'd love to see that with like UFC and stuff.
Look,
you get like John Jones to fight like Mighty Mouse.
And they're just. I don't know enough about UFC. I assume those are real people, but
one's Mighty Mouse. One's fucking 6'4", and the other one's like 5'3". They're both the best ever in their things.
And it's a simulation. They just
So I would like to see how long.
Oh, so it's like it's like Jurassic Fight Club where it's like let's get a pterodactyl fighting a tyrannosaurus.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Let's get it'd be cool for like I've heard of this where it's like you get like the 1974 Dutch national team against 2010 Barcelona.
Yeah.
And you could simulate. I mean, you can I think do that on like FIFA or whatever.
See real people.
Yeah. Well, you will. You
real?
get like
a clone's real. Here we go. We're going absolutely off the rails here.
Yeah, I want to get to my N-word story, but
we got time. Don't worry.
But the
we'll get clones that can actually say it.
But they are. There's like the Dolly the sheep. The sheep they cloned Dolly. Do you mean
true.
you want clones like freaking Blade Runner clones, where they're just like it's ready, and out comes the clone?
Weren't they robots?
No, they were like humans. They were like grown from.
Oh, yeah, that's what I want. Yeah.
If you've seen Blade Runner 2049, they make ones just there, like curl up in the fetal position.
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah.
That's what
So
I want.
grow
That's
'em.
exactly what I want.
Yeah, you could grow. Yeah, that's you don't want clones like no. We took the stem cell and then the embryo. It's like no, fuck that. I want to be like I want to have the Star Wars door.
Yeah.
I walk in and it goes zoomf, and then there's another Star Wars door and then I come out and there's two of me and I go and then we kiss.
Yeah. Then we fuck.
Would you fuck your own clone?
Yeah.
I probably would.
And at least
It's not gay?
I would at least, but it's not.
Is it gay?
No, it's you.
Yeah.
Is jerking off gay?
Kinda.
All right, it's gay.
I mean, I think that joke's been done. I think, but like it's like you are jerking.
Jerking
you
off
are.
a guy.
I think it's a Louis C.K. joke. He's like, you are pretty gay. Or maybe it's a Norman joke. Yeah, it's a Mark Norman joke. He's like, yeah, you jerk off yourself. Like, you're pretty gay.
But that's where I keep it at raps, though. You know.
What do you mean?
Well, if I'm just like jerking myself off, it's just me. You know what I mean?
What'd you say? Raps?
Raps, as in like keeping it under wraps.
Oh, rap. I thought you meant like a
you-
rapper. Like you put it like, I don't know. What do you use? Like a picnic bar wrapper? Just like,
I wish.
The sort of the texture of the
It's a
wrap.
polywaffle. Hard to find.
Yeah.
Jerk off 3 times a year.
What empty chocolate bar wrapper would make the best condom?
Depends how big it is.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah.
Like if I'm saying like Mentos, everyone's just like.
Mentos isn't a chocolate.
Oh, that's a good point.
That was that was the stupidest thing anyone's ever said to me.
So I cut that out.
I'm trying to have a serious conversation about what chocolate wrapper would
Back
make
to
the best
frog
condom.
fucking, all right?
Back to yeah. No, I know. Yeah, I would suck my own dick. My clone's dick.
But you're sucking your clone's dick now?
Yeah, I would. I'd probably just have yeah, I'd probably do all the stuff because it's a free pass to just find out.
Oh,
It's like-
science.
Yeah, it's just like
Weird science.
you're just like okay, done that.
Yeah. You're like, that's what it's like.
I'd learn more about
You're ringing
myself.
up girls, apologizing.
Yeah,
You're like, hey,
yeah,
I just went through that, and
the amount of women I have to forgive for how I fingered them. Oh, don't even get me. Jesus Christ. I mean, I know everything's a bit. I'm not gonna have to clarify that this is someone else's bit. Rob Delaney, the British comedian, he talks about how his wife or girlfriend showed him how to do it. Like, no, and he's like, oh, and he had a revelation. Oh my God, I've been like.
doing it.
I had to call all my girlfriends. And go, I'm so sorry because I thought I was like, I was jackhammering.
The master.
I was fucking, I was like, yeah, whew. But yeah, it was like just nice, and you get the idea. But I'd learn about myself. I could like, okay, so I like that, do I? Okay, well.
But you don't need a clone to figure out what you like.
But you're doing it I guess. But there's that sort of.
You're like, just fuck me. I want to figure out if I like this.
You can, yeah, because you always got to make the other person happy. Whereas this, I can just be like, you can be like, put on a white lab coat, have a clipboard, and just be like, oh, okay, he likes a finger and 2 fingers in the butt. Oh, maybe it's, that kind of stuff. And like, so I can be very objective about it in the bedroom with my lover. I can be like, hey, no, you got to get, just like 3 in.
I know what I like.
Yeah,
I've done the math.
Yeah. That's it.
That's fair.
Nipple play. It's official. You know.
Just go through everything like a mad scientist.
Is there a phrase for how there's a happy wife, happy life? Mm-hmm. Is there one for husbands? Yeah. No, and that's fucked.
But isn't that derogatory saying that your life's only going to be happy if your wife's happy?
It's I find it.
Is it a slur? I don't know.
It's bad in the sense of like. You're kind of, I don't know, this is going to sound very like third wave feminist or whatever here.
It's all right. You know Bob Ballard.
I'm no Bob Ballard. I wish I knew Bob Ballard. He sounds like a great guy. But but happy wife, happy life is like, no, even if you have a good point, just shut the fuck up and it's kind of infantilizing the wife, right? It's like treating her like, it's a little... treating your wife.
Got to keep her happy, so my life.
Because it's disrespectful, wouldn't you? Like, no, you're wrong. Like, you're wrong. That's not right. I'm not trying to mansplain, but I'm like,
but bitch, you're wrong.
But bitch, you're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a mansplaining cunt, but motherfucking bitch, shut the fuck up. No. Yeah. Why did I become?
I was waiting for the impression.
But that brings us to our next topic.
Yes. The
closer.
You were telling me that you had an interesting experience not too long ago. Words were said. A word was said.
A word. So,
A word.
look, I'm gonna.
We'll give you 5 seconds to guess which word.
It's a look. I need to have a fireplace and a whiskey,
brandy,
and like Melbourne International Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
2024. How
long ago was that? 3 months?
Yeah, 3 months about that. So April, and I was doing this gig in South Melbourne, a place called Roxy's. It's like near the. Who gives a shit where it is? But anyway, basically, it was billed as a. Stupid details again. It was a dark comedy show called Devil's Comedy.
Okay.
Billed as a dark comedy show, which is, by the way, never.
So you thought you got the chance to say it?
They don't even know what I said, and there's context. So basically, firstly, dark comedy, bad idea. Not a bad idea to do dark comedy.
Yep.
Bad idea to bill something as dark.
Yeah, okay.
Because it sets expectations.
But that's okay.
But that'd be great if it's you're one person. We can work with that. But when you get a room of 10 or 100 people with different expectations as to what dark comedy is.
Oh, I'm with you. Yes.
You get one guy walks in, he's like, yeah, say the N-word, talk about rape, talk about, nothing's dark for me. And then you get the people who think for some reason it implies that just allows them to be like, yell shit.
Say cunt.
Yes. Then there's the people in the middle. Well, then there's the people who come and just, it's dark comedy? I didn't know that. I just bought a ticket for, my friend said, when I go to a comedy show, we didn't know it was dark comedy. We just bought tickets to this. And my friend got me the ticket. I don't know, comedy? They didn't know it was dark. Then you get the people in the middle who are the worst, who are like, they think they know what dark comedy is.
Yeah,
and like, what are you gonna say? Probably gonna say something bad about Albo. He's probably or Peter Dutton's a potato head. Oh my. And then you go like, so what's the deal with abortion? And they're like, excuse me? And you're like, gee, they're the worst ones. Because you actually, anyway, but it's just, and I think the same thing with the opposite end of it, like safe. If you bill it as safe, friendly comedy, because it's clean comedy, because then it's like, well, it's clean. It's the same thing. I think, can I talk about sex without swearing?
No.
Or can I talk about
fucking a frog?
If I have a clean setup, if I have jokes about airplane food and Melbourne trains, but if I say the F word, is that what? I don't know what it is.
It's true.
Yeah, but anyway, so that's always a challenge. And especially in Melbourne, and it's a cliche, but Melbourne is pretty pussy town. You're from Perth, right?
I'm from more Geelong.
Oh, pardon me, but you were in Perth.
Yeah.
Yeah, Perth
I've been around.
And Perth's pretty. Woo.
Yeah. They don't give
pretty. I did the same dark show there, and it was pretty. It took a bit of. I was hosting a lot of them, so in the hosting, you always got to start from zero, no matter what. But eventually, I got footage. Yeah, eventually the footage, you could see you get them going a bit.
Yeah.
But Melbourne, it was really tough.
It's probably the wrong place to do one.
Yeah, it was all. So we're all up against it. Anyway, so I was emceeing a lot of these shows because stage time, and the guy said, "Hey, you do dark comedy. You're pretty edgy. You got like blah, whatever, and you'll probably do it for free and whatever." And then I texted.
You're super cheap.
I texted 10 people, and you're the 11th person, and you're pretty desperate for stage time. Anyway, so I'm doing that, and I've had some. I did when I did the spots. Mm-hmm. Fun. Pretty good fun.
Oh, so you've done the spots on the shows and now you're hosting?
Both. Some nights I do a spot, some nights I'd host it.
Okay.
I basically told him I can't host every night. I said at the start I'll host every show.
Yeah.
I'll do it, man. It'll be fun. And after the third one, I was like, I can't. I can't. The show was going too long. There'd be like 8 comics. It would go for an hour and a half. It would start at 10. I'd get home after midnight, if that. And it was just like, and for what? But basically, I would. So I do a spot. It was fun. That was more fun. Like just get up there and who's uncircumcised. It was fun. I could work with that, but MCing was tough.
That should be your opener all the time.
It was going. That was going well. But you'd be surprised. It was like one night where I said like, I said I can talk about the Jews. I have a Jewish grandmother locked in my basement, and someone yelled out, "That's disgusting." At 10:45 p.m. in some basement in South Melbourne at a show that was billed as dark comedy. That's disgusting. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that's supposed to be.
Well, and it's not that well, no, then the follow-up is 80 years ago, I would have been a hero.
Yeah.
So, anyway, people are weird, but what are you going to do? And then you tell them why they're weird, and then they get all quiet, like, just like, we're not laughing and it's your fault. That's all your fault. It's not our attitude. Do you ever think that? Where they're like, they say, you're not making us laugh. Well, no, so they're like, your job is, you got to make us laugh. And you go, you think to yourself, you think, well, you're not letting me make you laugh. Like, you're not loosening.
People go like, I've never been to a comedy show. What am I supposed to do? I'm like,
just relax.
Laugh.
Well, no, laugh. Just relax.
Fucking laugh, cunt.
Well, that, but yeah,
Laugh at everything.
I think if you're before that, relax. Just relax. We're just joking around.
And they also do think that every comic's going to get up there and be like, what do you do for work, mate?
That's another problem.
And they're terrified.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that funny? Because actually, a lot of us hate that. I'm like, we're not going to do that. I don't have
I've
any
got a script in here.
I have no intention of doing that to you. Don't worry about it. Actually, that's a really good point. I might remember that next time because, like, last night I did Clyde and they were all like that. And I'm like, oh, you're all just idiots. I'm like, no, they're probably actually maybe a little, oh, God, is he going to talk to us? Don't say anything to us. I'm not. That's a good opener, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I just want you to know, relax. I'm not going to talk to you. You're not that fucking interesting.
Yeah.
I don't care about you. I'm not going to talk about you. In fact, maybe I should just turn around and do the routine to the wall.
Yeah.
I've nearly done that a few times now. Just gone like, yeah. So anyway, I was. It works way better. But anyway, so I'm bombing quite a bit at the MC job, and I'm not like absolutely eating shit, but just not. It's not. It's like I'm coming off stage going, whew, and they're not stoked when I'm back. How's
the show going in general?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. It's fine. There was this nice moment. It's Schadenfreude, but is that the word Schadenfreude? Like you're happy when someone else.
Oh yeah.
So basically,
the German word, yeah.
they got the another guy in to host one night, and I thought, I remember seeing him in Perth. He's quite a funny guy, and you know what's going to happen? He's going to MC. Knock it out of the park, and I'm going to be like, fuck, it is me.
Yeah, okay.
And, that's going to be hard to take. But he did it, and even he came off. He was like,
tough.
What's going on? Like, they're not really up for it. So I was like, no, I'm not like, but I was like, well, in my head, I was a bit like, oh, okay, good. It's not me. I thought, oh, yeah, but it is me, but it's not all me. Yeah. Of course, it is you. You got to take it on board. But anyway, so one night, we had Vincent Shaka was on the lineup. He's a Kenyan dude. Yep. He got up there and he does a bit about because it's a predominantly white crowd. So he says, something. This looked like a slave auction. And I was like, it's funny. So I go, oh, you're emceeing. You keep it in mind like a slave auction. I'll remember that.
Yep.
So I got an idea. And then he does his set. And I made probably the cardinal sin as MC. If it didn't happen in the last 10 seconds, it didn't happen.
Yep.
So if it didn't happen, so that's why I hate when a comic goes like, Tait said it before. And I'm like, they don't remember 10 seconds ago.
Yeah, they don't even remember their name.
Have you ever had a comic doing that where it's like, the comic from like the first half, he mentioned the Middle East, and you're like, what? Yeah. Who mentioned Stretch. What? What are you talking about? What are you like that? So they made that mistake. But anyway, he mentioned the slave auction. I said, if his last joke doesn't absolutely crush, I'll get up there, and if it crushes, hey, I'll just next act. That's the job of the MC. Yeah. Though, because I wasn't getting money, I have incentive to do stage time because you're like, well, I'm not here to just read out names. Yeah. That's why you pay the MCs because I almost went straight down the lens, but I thought that was a bit much. But you pay the MC because then if it's a shit night and they just got to get on with it, they go like, well, I'm getting paid. So Tait Middleton, and you know, it's a job. But I'm like, I want to do stage time. So I'm like, okay, he gets his last stroke's pretty good, but I'm like, there's room for a pop here, so I'll do this. So I got up there and pretended it was a slave auction. So I got up there and all right, we got Vincent Sharker going once, $10. Do I have $20? $30, getting silence to like 100 people, and I'm like, and I start riffing on going meta. I start going like, and $30, and this slave auction joke is not going very well, is it? I probably should stop doing the slave auction joke, shouldn't I? Yes. And I cut it out and just go, one detail. In his last joke, it was something about, he mentioned a white comedian who asked him permission to say the N-word. And I said, you probably all think that's me, don't you? Yeah. You think and that also got nothing. I feel like they just weren't even listening. They were just like, well, you know, like we talked about. They're just like, what's going on? So anyway, I just go like, and this is, I thought of this is the part of the film where you do the flashback to something that happened years before. I thought of a joke where the punchline's the N-word. Yeah. And I told someone, I got a joke. It's all right. But the punchline is the N-word. I can't do it. So I would whisper it to people in the green rooms about and I even told it to some black comedians, and they're like, no. Anyway, so basically I go, I actually have a joke where the punchline is the N-word, but you guys don't want to hear that. Pretty silent. And then I heard the whitest chick ever. It sounded like the Hawk Tour girl. Yeah. She was like, do it. Say it. And I was like, all right, here it is. So here's the joke. I will tread lightly. Basically.
I can beep it.
Okay, you'll beep it?
Well, I can't beep that. I don't know.
Well, let's just go with, all right. So I go, so I was texting my black friend the other day, and I wanted to text the word bigger. But you know how the N is really close? So I accidentally called him a binger. Yeah. And I felt really bad because, you know, that guy's please bleep that. Yeah. But I said
hold it at ransom.
But I said, oh God. But I said it. So I did the binger punchline, and that got like a laugh, like and I went like, and it was like they went like, yeah. And so, you know, I felt really bad because that guy's anyway. And it got off stage. Please welcome next act. So you're like, well, what the hell? So and then I got off stage, like, please welcome next act. And then next act came. I can't even remember who the next act was, but I got off stage. Vincent was still there, and we was like, and people were like, the comedians were like, what? You're crazy. Like Mimi was there. That was insane. You said the N-word, Joel. And I was like, yeah, I know. Vincent was there, the Kenyan guy. I'm not sure if he heard it or he just didn't care, but I'm pretty sure he might have not heard it because then he says, hey Joel, you're the MC, right? I'm like, sure. And he says, this is in the sort of the green room out the back. It's like, I forgot to say it. I'm doing a show in July at the Athenaeum. It's called Black Laughs Matter. And I was wondering, as the MC, would you be able to plug it for me? And I said, did you see what I just did? Okay, but Black Laughs Matter at the Athenaeum in July. Yeah, no problem, bro. So the act finishes. They must have had a ball. I get up there and I go, yeah, it's me again. And I go, just by the way, I just want to say, remember Vincent, the Kenyan comedian before? He's got a show called Black Laughs Matter. And I just want to tell you about Black Laughs Matter. It's at the Athenaeum. And I said, I'll be there. Not performing, picketing. and then
just really double down.
The cream on the cake, the icing cream. You put cream on cake. The icing on the cake, the clinker was the next comedian. I had it written on my hand. I plugged the Black Laughs Matter show, and I go, all right, here we go. Next comedian, Paul. Oh no, Paul the Black. So I know. That's his stage name. He knows that's his stage name. We all know that he goes by Paul the Black. I don't know, his last name might be kind of hard for us crackers to say. Yeah. But he goes by Paul the Black. The crowd doesn't know he goes by Paul the Black. Yeah. They just see the guy who said the N-word. Yeah. and told them he'd be picketing a black show. That the next comedian is Paul the Black, and he comes up and God bless him.
Jesus.
He didn't clarify anything. He just said like, I don't know what Joel's deal is. My name is Paul Thompson. And he said something like that. Anyway, but yeah,
good.
and then there was still 3 more acts. I had to still just be like, hey, it's me. How you doing, everyone? I don't know, but it was anyway, dark comedy.
Yeah. Obviously no cancellations, no.
No, they thought I was a bit of a legend actually after that one.
Back for every show.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty awesome. Overall, actually, a lot of the clips I put up on Instagram are from that setting up the camera at that gig. So a lot of brutal footage to look through. Yeah. But you find the
nuggets.
The nugget. It's funny that, like, watching it, those sort of iffy gigs back, and you're like, oh, but there still might be like 10 seconds where I kill, and you're like, okay. And so I guess that's a good gig.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
It's funny now that with clips and stuff like that, a short, as you said, 10-second clip, 15 seconds, whatever, if you have a real big laugh, it's nearly a win. I know it's not in the grand scheme of things, and it's not going to hold you over to get more gigs and stuff, but at least you can salvage.
But in terms of it not getting you gigs, I mean, we talked about it beforehand, before recording. You know, I messaged a room, won't say whom, but I messaged a room, and they got back to me and said, look, here's the thing. We saw your reels. You're not funny. It's just not the right thing for us. And, you know, that's a whole other debate. But they oh, yeah, we'll look at your reels. And the guy, and again, I won't mention exactly what, but the guy who I got to recommend me to this place, I said, I can send you the reels from the gig that you saw me at, that I'm, and that's why I'm messaging you, because, you saw me do well, but you probably don't remember. So do you want me to send you the reels from that night, which you can actually hear you laughing in them? Yeah. So so it's good as a portfolio.
Yeah, for sure.
And honestly, I've remembered bits by having the Instagram, like, oh, yeah, that bit about, I haven't done that in it. Why did I stop doing that
Why
bit?
did I stop saying the N-word?
Yes, why not? Just say it, guys.
Paul the Black. Come on.
Paul you're not saying it right. You're saying it too hard. You go like Paul the Black.
Yeah. Wow.
Paul, the Black.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have to remember that if I ever. It is a great way for him to start his set though, because
I mean,
my name's fucking Paul. Blah blah blah.
I think he did that.
I'm kidding.
But he totally did sell. Well, he sold me down the river.
Yeah, yeah, it's great. You're already fucked anyway. Yeah, you were drowning.
Well, you know that term, sold down the river.
Is that
It's a slavery term.
Oh, is it?
Because you get sold down down south. It was worse. So to sell someone down the river is to fuck them over. So
makes sense.
It was quite poetic what I did there.
It was very good.
Paul the Black sold the white guy down the river.
The cracker.
And the world healed just a little bit.
Joel the Cracker.
Yeah. That should be my stage name.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. If you wish. Is there anything else you would like to add? We've done a tight nearly hour.
Oh, has it only been an hour? I thought we'd been going for way longer.
That was just
in a good way.
Interlude at the start, I think.
Okay, you're gonna have to do a lot of bleeping.
Do I?
Please bleep the N-word. It was in context.
It's going to be cut 1,000 different ways.
Isn't it weird? I live in a world now where I hope that one day I become so successful enough that this comes back to bite me.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
It's like actually cool. It's like, oh, seriously? They got hold of the Tait Talks pod where I said the N-word? Yeah.
I've done. It's a full.
That's how powerful I've become.
Yeah, it's a full circle.
It's like when like in I didn't really like the film, but in Napoleon they say, "Sir, the enemy has sighted us," and he goes, "Good." Oh, that was a strong way to finish the pod, wasn't it? Fuck, but it's cool. It's like the bad guy. Like, they found us, sir, and he's like, it's like, what took you so long?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're canceling you, Joel.
Do you want to say the N-word more?
No, less is more. Yeah. Less is more. It's a weapon. It's a weapon.
Yeah, you fired off those mouth bullets.
I did that joke at Sellers once, and I the first time I did it was at Comedy in the Cellar, and a Sudanese comedian he gave me the race card to do it.
Oh.
It was his Medicare card.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm surprised you got one of these. But like, basically, so I have the race card, and I'm now
look down the camera
and I'm now telling the joke, and then I told the joke and I said, "Was that worse?" And he's like, "No."
Revoked.
At least I polished the joke before I did it at the comedy festival.
Yeah, I like that you went for it. Dicey, very dicey,
Yeah,
but you know,
bit
we live and we learn.
bit Dyson vacuum cleaner, bit John Dyson, and he's brought it back to cricket. Just the way we started the pod.
And on that note, we're ending the fucking episode. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Joel, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.